Well, now we all know where Jesse Pinkman was driving to in the series finale of Breaking Bad. Need for Speed. Need for Speed stars Aaron Paul, and this is the latest video game to movie adaptation. Not always the best sign, sometimes doesn't really work out. Past examples include Super Mario Bros., Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which I just talked about in my newest Hilariosity review. So in this movie, Aaron Paul plays this really badass street racer, and something goes really wrong, which I will not spoil, which starts a revenge path between him and this other guy played by Dominic Cooper. So Aaron Paul has to travel across the country to this big secret race in which he can finally challenge this man, hopefully take revenge over what he did, and right the wrongs of his past. Now, I really like Aaron Paul. The guy is a great actor. I was a big fan of Breaking Bad. He proved that he can be a fantastic actor dramatically. He's very funny, and he seems like a really nice guy in real life, and he is very good in this movie. Because my buddy, after the movie, he said, you know what, I did not see Jesse Pinkman in this character at all. He played his role really well, and I completely agree with him. He owned the role. He was his own character. You were able to separate this from the Breaking Bad character, and that's really great, because Aaron Paul proves here that he is definitely an actor to watch. Even though the movie itself has some problems, he is definitely the bright spot of this movie, along with the fantastic car chases. The car chases in this movie are practical, in-camera stunt work, no CGI. The director is clearly a humongous fan of Bullet. There's even a scene in the beginning of the movie where the characters are at a drive-in and Bullet is on the screen. Now, Bullet was a great movie with Steve McQueen, and not just because of the balls-to-the-wall fantastic car chase sequence, there was a lot of other stuff in Bullet that is often overlooked that made that scene all the more great, because it was just that one huge, awesome scene. And even before this movie started, the director and Aaron Paul were in a live feed introducing it to the audience, and he said, I loved Bullet as a kid. I just wanted to make a movie about muscle cars with real stunt work and no CGI because it's becoming a lost art in Hollywood. And I really like that mentality. The problem is, Bullet had a good story and good characters to back up that awesome chase sequence. Need for Speed doesn't have those things, even though it tries very hard to give you good character depth and an interesting romance and a lot of things that would heighten the chase sequences. The problem is the absurdities of the script and the lackluster dialogue doesn't really work. See, there are so many awesome chase sequences in this movie, and although they are done very well, the fact that there are so many of them make them seem less important. That one incredible chase scene in Bullet, the director obviously wanting to capture that type of adrenaline, the reason it was so great is because it was just that one scene that was so incredible. They felt like they actually stood out, like they meant something. In Need for Speed, there are so many of them that they kind of get lost in the shuffle, despite the fact that they are filmed very well. Now, as I said, the characters in the movie aren't really that interesting, even though they are played as best as they can by some of these actors. Another thing I really liked about this movie was the ethnically diverse cast. That's always really cool to see because, for sure, this movie is not whitewashed at all. There's lots of different races in this movie. Races, car races, and people races. They're all here. And that brings me to something. This movie does kind of copy off the Fast and the Furious franchise. It's trying to emulate that success in various ways, I can tell. There are certain characters in this movie that feel like they are pulled right out of the Fast and the Furious franchise. And like I said, the absurdities of the story start to weigh it down. Like, certain characters just pull army helicopters like out of their butt. Like, where did you get that? Where'd you get that plane? Where'd you get that helicopter? This is one character in this movie who's, granted, a likable guy, but in the movie, he just keeps showing up in every scene with a new plane of some kind, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. The entire story of having to go across the country to this race while outrunning the cops the entire time also doesn't make any sense. There's an aspect of the story where you're wondering how this character is actually going to achieve any type of emotional redemption from the bad thing that happened to him in the past by winning a race. It's not until the third act of the movie where an opportunity is presented to him out of the blue that could help him get his revenge. But up until then, I'm wondering, what is he doing there? Like, how is he supposed to get his revenge? Also, they pick up a character in the middle of the movie that's supposed to help fix their car, but he doesn't do anything except make jokes. He never fixes their car, and it all just feels like we're trying to be really entertaining right now, but we're not. It's kind of just like they're putting scenes in there that are supposed to be funny to get you to that next car chase, to fill out the runtime of the movie, which, by the way, is too long at 2 hours and 10 minutes. Like I said, Aaron Paul is good in this movie. The car chases are impressive. I admire the director for trying to make really cool scenes here without using CGI. That's awesome. But unfortunately, the story and the lackluster characters didn't really back that up, and so it started to drag a little bit. I'm gonna give Need for Speed a C. I admire the cast, I admire the director for doing their best with this material. Unfortunately, the material itself just isn't as strong as it should be. So guys, if you see the movie, if you've played the games, let me know what you thought below, because obviously it's just kind of a racing game, and they had a lot of room to grow here. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized. So guys, as I told you before in the past, I am currently in the middle of a really awesome deal with Audible.com. These guys really like my videos, and they like you too, and they want to give you guys a free audiobook through me. Basically, all you got to do, if you would like to listen to a star or a celebrity or a famous author read their book, or a movie-based book like Carrie, which I read, you can do that at audible.com, and I'm giving you guys a free download of your choice. You can go there and pick anything you want. That's audible.com/Chris. They gave me my own custom URL. They want to support what I'm doing, and I think that is so awesome. If you guys want to go to audible.com/Chris, you can download any free audiobook of your choice if you'd like to read, or if you like to listen to this stuff while you run or work out or do whatever you can. That is free to you through me from Audible. Thanks guys, and I hope you check him out.